Hello everybody, I'm Roger from PrecisionTradingSystems.com. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so please forgive me for having a funny voice. This is the Precision Probability Index for NinjaTrader, and what it does, it calculates the probability of the price being above or below a moving average, one moving average being above or below the other. So in this case we've got a long period of 35 and a short period of 27, and we're looking 3 bars into the future. Okay, and the signal line I'm just going to enable, and the strategy we're looking at here is the strategy which works on the crossing of the signal line. Okay, and we're looking at a 20 tick chart of the NASDAQ. So I'm just going to quickly show you this performance report. Try and get this into the middle. So we've been running for about 25 days and a 24,000 net profit, Sharpe ratio of 1. It's important to realize you can have a long run of losers. It's got 13 maximum consecutive losers, 12 max consecutive winners. The chart is pretty healthy, and if you look at the daily net profit, you can see in this setting it's profitable on most days. In terms of points, it's not changing to points for some reason. Okay, in terms of points, there it is, 1200 points, which in currency is 24,000. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through this. So you can see, like for example here, the green line's crossed above the red line which initiated this long trade, and then here it crosses below and it's gone short. The arrows are the wrong color, apologies for that. So let's look at some different settings. So at the moment we are 35 and 27. I'm just gonna try 41 and 24. The long period must always be greater than the short period. Okay, if you put these around the wrong way, the indicator will work upside down, so be careful about that. Bars future, this is less important. This is by far the most important factor, and then after that you've got the smoothing. So the smoothing of the main green plot I've got is 5 at the moment, but if you find it over trades you can increase this to 10 or 20. Then the signal line, this is quite fast because it's 2. If you want the thing to go slowly, you can change that to 20 or 10 or 8 or something. So we've got 41 and 24. Let's apply that. So the indicator plot will change. And if we change that with the strategy, disable apply. Something wrong here. Okay, it's just my computer a bit slow. So we had 41 and 24, I think. 41, 24. And we apply that. Enable. While we're waiting for that, this factor is called the exaggeration factor. And what this does, this distorts the plot. So when it's set to 0, it gives an accurate percentage probability. If you put in a bigger number like 1 or 2 or 100 or 200, the plot can become distorted, and the reason this is done is to enable the product to be more flexible, so it can work like a binary trend indicator. So we've changed this, and you can still see that it looks reasonably happy, and the trades are pretty good, and we've got a similar profit, slightly higher, 25, and the graph is equally happy, and the daily profit is happy. And what was the other thing? Trades profit loss. Okay, right. So you can see the deeper the red goes, that means the bigger the loss, and the shallows means a small loss. So this looks, so this one is the biggest winner here. This little tick, this is the second biggest winner. But you can see they're much bigger than the losers because it locks onto the trends. Excuse me. So let's look at some other settings. This is the precision probability index indicator, and the strategy is the above and below strategy, which comes with the gold version and the silver version. So the way this differs is that this strategy trades when the price crosses below this midpoint, and sorry, I've got to change this. Just want to show you in the strategy we've got it set to sell below 50 and to buy above 50. But you can change this to 50.01 and 49.99 to create a dead spot in the middle to reduce a lot of trades that occur around the midpoint. And you can also skew it. So if this was set to 51, sell below 51 and buy above 52, this makes it go short easier than it would go long. So we'll look at a few trades developing. So you can see not very well. I'll just change these arrows because it looked wrong. It was because the colour's the same. It is actually long. There we go. So it's long from here. The arrow was the same colour as the chart. So there's a nice trade. Strategy performance. You can see this has got, I think, 20 days loaded, $12,565 profit. The graph is high and to the right. Daily profit shows, daily profit shows it's more profitable, more winning days than losing days. Trade profit and loss shows a healthy distribution. So even though it's quite quick to switch from long to short in this setting, it still manages to hold a trend. Put these into points. Then there's a nice clean trend. So there's 21 points, and there's a lot of 10 points, and there's a lot of 16s here. So the winners are bigger than the losers. The biggest loser here is an overnight move, 17.5. So this is ridiculously adjustable. You can basically do anything with it. Bars future, if we change it to 3, what's going to happen? You're going to see this change the actual probability. So the probability's gone up from 50.03 to 0.7 because there's less. We're only looking ahead 3 bars instead of 30, so that makes the probability higher. and if you want to slow it down, this should be roughly 10% to 50% less, so let's just go 45. And the signal line I'm going to show you, and I'll put the smoothing of that to 8, so you can see. This is optional if you want to use it. So the plot will look completely different. So with this strategy we would have gone long here and it still be long. Just remember what I did, 350. Okay, so the lengths were long was 60 and the short was 45. Smooth was 2. Did I enable it? No. Forgive me, I've got a cold, that's why I'm not thinking straight at the moment. Okay, so you can see it crosses 50 and it goes long, and there's a lot less trades. But you can see the mechanics of it are that when there's a nice trend, it locks onto it and it stays with it. You can just move along, look for some losing trades. So there's a losing trade, quickly gets out and reverses. There's another nice trend, and if there's anything you want to know, just drop me a message. But this is the precision probability index above and below strategy, which I'm showing on a daily chart. So first of all, the settings are the same as the indicator. Long period is 25 and the short period is 15. Bars future is 3. The smoothing is 5. Signal line is not applied to the indicator. Okay. Now, there's a very interesting trend here, and there's a very annoying trade here. I'm going to show you some tricks. First of all, strategy performance report shows a profit $39,490, trading 1,000 shares, and it's taking long trades as well as shorts. 43% profitable and a risk reward ratio of 2.5. The graph is healthy and the distribution of trades is very healthy. So first of all, I'm just going to show you what you can do with this. This is a bull market, this stock I'm looking at. So if you're trading a stock like this, you may want to be taking long trades only. So I'm going to apply this so you can see. So we had 39,000, and with a long only turns into 55,000, because most of the shorts would be losers because it's a bull market. That's just to show you that you can do this. Let's put that back. And then I'm going to show you some other things. So we're going to look at the crossing point. So at the moment we've got it set to buy above 50 and sell below 50. So there's no dead spot and there's no skew. So now I'm going to show you with a 49. You can't just type in 49 or 51 and expect it to work. You first got to look at the range of the indicator, because on a daily chart the volatility is quite high, so the range is quite high. But if this was a 10-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, the volatility would be much lower, therefore the percentage movements you might need to use 2 decimal places, 50.001 or something like that, even 3 decimal places. But for this example, we're just going to look at 49. So that means basically that it's going to buy easier and it will sell short harder. So if we look the difference it's made, so we had 39,000 profit using the long and short with crossing 50. So now it's become better, 57,150. This is 10 years of data, trading a constant 1,000 shares. Obviously, if you were using this, your trade size would be increasing with your account size, so the profits would be much greater. This is a distribution of trades. As you can see, the biggest winner is very big. Let's put it into money. 31,730. There's 2 big ones here, 15,000, 13,000, and the losers are all small. Now, there was an interesting signal which I think is already gone. I was trying to find a way to show how to remove, I think it was that one. It was an interesting phenomenon. So let's try a different setting now. So we're going to add a dead spot of 1 point. So sell below, we're going to change to 48. Buy above will stay 49. Everything else the same. So basically the gap between 48 and 49, nothing will happen. There won't be any trades done. So this will reduce the number of trades. Last time we had 79. So that got rid of it. So there was a trade in the middle here, which is a sort of trade that I find really annoying, because there's a lovely trend and you could see why people would sell there, because it's just taken out this low of here. But in the bigger picture, an uptrend has to be allowed to move a lot. So because this has been reduced to 48, which is just about here, it didn't hit, so it stayed long. And it's interesting to see what happens with the strategy. So it's gone up a bit more, another $2,000. If you look at the number of trades, it's gone down to 67. The risk reward ratio is now 3.29 and the percent profitable is the same. So we're going to just change this again just to show you what you can do. And make it even lower. So this time it's going to be 46 and 44. So the dead spot is bigger. This will again reduce the number of trades and increase the ease at which it buys, and it makes it harder for it to go short. If this stock was in a downtrend, the wise thing to do would be to do that the other way around, if that makes sense. So there's nothing at all now between this, there's no trades. There's one huge win and another huge win, and eventually it gets out right at the end when the trend really is damaged. You could argue that it's come down a long way, and most people wouldn't endure that. This is to demonstrate the flexibility of the system. But if you look at the bigger picture, it was long at 68.12 and it got out at 91, which is a big winner. The same mechanics would apply if this was put on a 5-minute chart. You can see the charts all look the same when you don't know what the time frame is. And I'll show you the difference in the trades. So it's gone up yet again to 62,000 as a result of moving that skew and creating a dead spot of 2 points. Percent profitable has fallen slightly, but the risk reward ratio has gone through the roof to 5. Maximum consecutive winners is 5, maximum consecutive losers is 7, and the number of trades has fallen to, if I can find it, where is the number of trades? 43. So that was 79 and then 67, so now it's 43 over 10 years. So very, very low attention system. Don't have to be busy to make money, and the graph is very healthy. And if we look at the distribution, you can see it's very healthy. The winners are very big, the losers are very small. Now I'm going to show you something else quickly. Just a useful thing to remember when you're looking at systems and strategies. The two important numbers for me, the percent profitable and the risk reward. So we've got 37.21 profitable and 5.02. Now on my website here, this is the free calculator which you can find via the sitemap. So on the sitemap, and then free calculators compute optimal risk. So the risk reward ratio we had was 5.02 and the winning percent was 37. So you put in 0.37 and compute. Now these two numbers combined produces this number here, which I've now moved out of the way. I'm just going to refresh the page. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, but it produced a number of 24%. That's the optimal risk, and if you've got 10 trades, that would be 2.4% risk per trade. If you've got a low risk reward ratio of 2 combined with a low profit ratio of 30, you end up with a negative payout. Now it's very important to understand these numbers. If you've put the numbers in from your strategy and you get this red, the best thing to do is not to use it. So a good yardstick to check your strategy is to work out, for example, if you've got 3.2 and you've got 42% winners, you can compute, and the higher number you get here, the better the strategy is. So that was 24%. Going back to the chart again, I'm going to demonstrate the exaggeration factor quickly, which is on the indicator and the strategy. I'll just put it on the indicator. So 0 is the default, and this means that the percentage probability shown here is correct. Now if you just have a look at the chart, see what it's doing, it's pretty sinusoidal. like a sine wave. But if we change this exaggeration factor to 1, it's going to change a little bit. If we change it to 5, it's going to change a little bit more. And if you keep going, 10, it's almost becoming a binary 0 or 100. Why would you do this? I hear you ask. Well, I'll tell you why. Basically, for a beginner, not just a beginner but anybody, 0 represents a downtrend and 100 represents an uptrend. It's a very, very clear and simple indicator. So this is another thing you can do with this indicator. So I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. To update you with what's going on the website at the moment, there's a new version of the Trading IQ game being made, which works in HTML5 code instead of the old one which used Java. And Java's been abandoned by Google Chrome, and it's been attacked by lots of hackers. So a decision was made to reprogram the game in HTML5. It's not finished yet, but you can see how it works. Around about March or April 2016 this will be released, and there's lots of prizes of trading platforms and my products for the winner. And thanks very much for watching.